Hello and welcome to Strength from Tarot. I'm Jackie and today I'm going to be jumping in on the hashtag major favorites. This is a VR to Robin from Toadstool Tarot and this was so fun to do. I had to get out all of my tarot decks and go through the majors and select one major, one favorite from all of my decks. So this was extremely hard. It actually took me a couple of days. I would keep going back and looking at them just to narrow it down to the one card, and it was hard, but I did it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for the Fool, I went with Anna K. Just because this person is so enthusiastic and excited to get on the journey and not paying attention to any of the perils that come along with big changes. So I love this Fool. For the Magician, I went with the Art History for Past Lives Tarot because he looks so in control of his power. For the High Priestess, I went with the Playful Heart Tarot. I love that she's diving deep to get to the treasure. For the Empress, I went with Smith Waite. I love Pamela's depiction of the Empress. As well as for the Emperor. I love the tones and how regal and just that this Emperor looks. For Hierophant, I went with the Mary L Tarot, and I actually like this one because she looks very wise and she has all the information and she doesn't look like she's going to withhold it if you know the way to seek or the questions to ask. So I really like this Hierophant. For the Lovers, I went with the Game of Thrones Tarot because I love John and Ygritte's love story in the show and books. This was a really hard decision because I also love the Mary L Lovers as well. Then again, I go with the Smith & Waite rendition of the Chariot. For Strength, I went with Moonchild. This is my favorite depiction of strength. She's not trying to tame the lion or hold the lion to do her will. They're both just cohesively hanging out. So it's the perfect balance of wild and tame. And there's trust. For the Hermit, I chose the Nicoletta Ceccoli's Hermit because I love the fact that there's all the spirals, and when you're journeying inward to find your truths, and it's a beautiful way of showing that. Wheel of Fortune, I chose the Anna K because I love how you're either up or you're down, and the circle keeps going, so. Plus it reminds me of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I forget which movie it was, but they were running along on a wheel, so that was pretty funny. For Justice, I chose the Mary L. I love how she kind of looks melancholy, because though justice is a natural thing in life, Sometimes there's an imbalance. And again, I love the play of the spirals. For Hanged Man, I went with the Mystical Dream Tarot because it really shows that when you are entering into a spiritual awakening, it isn't all pleasant. There's sacrifice, and that is necessary for growth. For Death, I went with the Mother piece because it shows not only just the physical death, but the renewal as well. The snake shedding the skin. Temperance, I went with Mary L because I love this tiger, mixture of fire and water. It's beautiful. For Death, I went with the Antique Anatomy because I love skulls, and I just said Death, Devil, because I just love skulls so much. This was my favorite. Devil. It's a warning that I get from this one. For the Tower, I chose the Thoth deck because I love how you get not only from above but below the crumbling of the tower. And I also went with Thoth for the Star. I love how beautiful this star card has been drawn. Really depicting the cosmos, and it's just really beautiful. The Moon, I went with the Mystical Dream Tarot. It's just so beautiful, and it's shows how the moon has such a strong pull on the tides and emotions, and can sometimes be nightmarish if you don't watch yourself. The Sun, I went with Anna Kay. I just love the sun. For Judgment, I went with the El Goliath. Because it really turns the judgment inward. You know, are you being the best you can be? And there's always work to be done. And finally, the last card, the World. And I went with the Anna Kay because I love the Tree of Life, and you're in the universe. As below, as above, as below. You have the cycles of the moon. It's just everything. I really love this card. So yeah, those were my picks for major favorites. I'd be curious to see if you follow along in this tag. Please comment down below, and if you are, I'd love to catch your video. And thanks to Robin for doing this tag, and thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.